Hello and welcome to Game Night! Virtual Secret versus Dead Logic. VRML Season 6, Season 10, Week 6, sorry about that, with my guest host, what am I saying? Co-caster, Theta. I said your name right?
You did, thank you.
Excellent. No pet issues today, I hope?
Nope. I think we will be able to get through a full cast today, I'm hoping.
I believe in you. The people believe in you.
I'm a man of the people.
So anyway, Virtual Secret versus Dead Logic on Quarantine. The new Quarantine. We're still waiting for the lobby to fill up, so this gives us time to run through these teams that many may not know much about.
Sure. So you want to start with the bands?
Yeah, sure. So, Virtual Secret have banned Downfall. And, what have Dead Logic banned, Theta?
They banned Suburbia.
Oh, the very opposite ends of the band spectrum, almost.
Yeah, I'm looking at their stats right now, and it looks like these are both moves to ban for strength, because, let's see, Virtual Secret has a round win percentage of 57%, and a total map win percentage of 62% on Suburbia, and it looks like Dead Logic has a 71% map win percentage on DF1. So they were probably looking at the stats and saying, we do not want to play on either of these maps. They're just too strong on it. And that makes sense because I'm also looking at their last match from Season 9. It says it went 8-9 to Dead Logic, so a very close game last time, although this is when Virtual Secret was known as Game Fist.
Now, I mean, that stands to reason why you would ban Downfall, and I understand why Dead Logic would ban Suburbia. What I can say is that I've being in the EU, I've scrimmed both of these teams. Now, I've only scrimmed Dead Logic a few times, and the last time I scrimmed Dead Logic as boss fight, they gave us a very, very tough game. Now, we practice a lot with Virtual Secret, and they're getting stronger and stronger and stronger, but I don't know if they're quite at Dead Logic's level, and I do feel like Dead Logic are pacing themselves, just getting themselves ready for a sprint to the top 4 in the EU. They're definitely setting themselves up wisely for it. They've been scrimming a lot, practicing a lot, as has Virtual Secret, so I'm really excited to see how this is going to go down today.
Same, and it looks like a lot of people are feeling the same way. I'm looking at the connoisseur picks right now, and 51 are favoring Dead Logic and 5 are favoring Virtual Secret, although it's always worth mentioning that those are just players guessing about who they think is going to win. It's not like an odd system or anything necessarily, and underdogs can and already have this season taken games. Right. So we will see what happens.
So Virtual Secret, rocking they've got a new pickup that they picked up this season, and a real life friend of mine that I got into this game called Rich. He's playing for Virtual Secret tonight, I believe. I got him addicted to virtual reality, slowly, drip fed him, and then slowly drip fed. I just kept telling him, play Onward. He bought Onward, played it a couple of times, and just kept saying, come on, play more. Once you get into this, I promise you, you'll get into it. Once you get into it, you'll want to join a team, you'll want to play it properly. I just knew his personality. We used to play a lot of Dota 2 together. So weirdly, it was Gun Game that eventually broke him. So I started getting into Gun Game when that was on the social hit list. And that was kind of his entry-level drug for it.
Nice. So what you're saying is that you're a terrible influence on the youth.
I am. Well, yes, youth. He's 33, but yes, let's go with youth. As we begin round 1, map 1, Quarantine, Virtual Secret versus Dead Logic for the Tank Courtyard objective.
All right, and it looks like we're going to have, I guess what you would call the quick spawn on this particular objective, if you can have one. They are behind the airplane right now on Marsoc.
So the new setup of this map means that you can get height straight away if you go for it and try and get shots down the North Road within 5-10 seconds. Now, none of Virtual Secret have decided to do that, and we've got a 3-2 split with 2 going north and 3 heading through the center right now. 2 defenders from Dead Logic heading into the south. 1 Sir Cookie Noob on the inner south, 1 far south, and then we got Moa Master downstairs hiding in the downstairs garage in the center. Furious Daddy up by the objective, and they've got a Solar guy in the north.
Yeah, interesting that they split so far here, especially with Hitman in the way far north.
Look at Novius's position right now. He is in the ambulance building. If you cut to 3, you'll be able to see that he has got sight lines potentially on... Oh, if he looks over, you'll see Excise and shoot him in the back. He hasn't seen Excise. How's he not seen him?
Just needs to peek just to the right, and he will have a kill.
What, really? There it is.
There it is.
-1.
Excise does a forward flip into the air. Foolish of them to completely... Like, you can see the Virtual Secret weren't looking south at all. Don't know what they were thinking.
We have 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Let the time draw out.
Oh, Virtual Secret owning the north. Hitman pushing up now in the north quite strong. Stidge has sight lines, but he turns away at exactly the wrong moment. Now look at so Hitman right now is pushing up the north wall, which has been changed recently, so you can actually move from behind the building all the way up to north wall, the crack, so we can actually get a very effective flank maneuver on this guy, on these guys.
Yeah, I wonder if Stidge saw him transitioning over there.
No, Stidge has no idea.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Laser's online now.
Oh boy. Hitman
Down goes Stidge. Sogmas, though, might be able to get a refrag. I guess his tablet out at the wrong time. Sogmash managed to get the refrag.
Alright, well, Dead Logic still with the numerical superiority here. 3v4.
This leaves the north open for a push, but Rich and Blizzardvark in the central area have got to defeat Novius before they can cross. And they also have the Cookie Noob, once they do cross, also deal with.
It does look like Sir Cookie Noob may be at least tangentially aware of what's going on in the north. He has had his laser trained up there, and he probably saw the dot disappear, I would imagine.
Sogmas is looking for something on the roof, but he's not seeing it. He's sweeping everywhere. They've got 2 minutes left on the clock now, Virtual Secret. And they have stalled. The push has stalled utterly.
It looks like Rich is rotating now towards gas station.
Lasers sweeping over Sogmas's head. No one taking the shot. Sogmas needs to be careful, though. Novius looking for that pick.
Rich is about to have an angle on Novius here. He is running into the rear entrance of hospital. Novius does not hear him so far.
He's going to hear him now, though. And Rich is not choosing to slow down, and Novius hears him.
Ooh, they are right on each other.
Rich gets cut down.
-1 on me.
Great little position by Novius here. Reacted perfectly well. Waited for Rich to run past. Blizzardvark now looking for the refrag. He's actually sneaking in, doing what Rich should have done. But Novius behind those crates. Blizzardvark has no idea where he is and is moving maybe a bit too fast. Novius may hear him. No, Novius has no idea. Did he just hear him? No, Blizzardvark makes too much noise. Sogmas picks up Moemaster, but...
-1.
Novius now taking down 3 of Virtual Secret. Sogmas takes down Furious Daddy.
Oh, grenade.
40 seconds left on the clock.
Sarge Mace.
So Cookie Noob now pushing in and picks up Sogmas. Sogmas almost turning it around for Virtual Secret, but Novius there cutting down Virtual Secret's push utterly in the center.
Yeah, I feel like in that round, that offense just got so held up in the middle, and they just had no momentum to work with, and they sort of had to go one by one in certain areas, and that just took it apart. Although, how do you pronounce it? Sarge Mace, coming from the north, almost had an angle on objective there. If he had just kind of crouched behind the tank, he might have even had a cap opportunity before anybody could get him if he was fast enough.
Possibly. I mean, so Cookie Noob was legging it directly at the objective. He knew it was open, he was moving in fast, so there was a small window, maybe, behind the tank, if Sogmas was able to get there in time, but no, I mean, Virtual Secrets, like you said, they stalled out in the center quite quickly, and Novius' position, a really great position, behind, able to give him sight lines on the roof, and of course, just completely covered him. Now, the problem with Virtual Secret's push into the ambulance building was they were making too much noise. With that much cover, you can respond very easily. If you're upstairs, obviously, you can drop down, you can hide behind the aircon, downstairs there's boxes everywhere, there's dark areas in many places. So, Novius played that perfect.
Yeah, you have to be so cautious when you're going into the interior of hospital. And like you said, there's so many dark corners and boxes, just overall cover, that if you're making noise, you're asking to get shot.
Okay, we're going into round 2, map 1. Virtual Secret versus Dead Logic. Now, Dead Logic's defense held up pretty well. They still had 2 functional at the end of the round. Virtual Secret cut down in the center. Will we see Dead Logic has a different spawn position? Will we see more momentum from Dead Logic? They are covering the south road hard. And it doesn't look like Virtual Secret are making any effort to cross it. That may play into their favor. Then still holding the south road. Dead Logic are still holding the south road, so be interesting. Meanwhile, Virtual Secret are transitioning 2 into the north. Furious Daddy. The only Dead Logic going north. And what's interesting about Virtual Secret's positioning here is that from the south sightline, both Stidge and Sargmas could get cut down hard. One person has... I mean, this is an odd defensive layout. You're basically giving them a 2-for-1 if someone in the south gets good sightlines on you.
Yeah, not sure I agree with that positioning myself. Yeah, like you said, if somebody spots this, it's just going to be through one into the other.
I mean, even if they come round on the north, if Stidge doesn't get that initial kill, the person who kills Stidge also gets Sargmas. No matter which way you look at it, you get a 2-for-1.
Yep.
I like Blizzardvark's position down in the center here. We've got complete and utter ambush position, which is nigh on impossible unless you lead with a flash to do anything about. Oh, Master and Novius. So taking very similar positions in the central area to Virtual Secret. However, they have taken the south, and Virtual Secret chose not to send anyone into the south. Now, when you think about it, actually, Dead Logic really played a lucky hand when they charged south, because there's no smoke to cover them. So when Novius and Sir Cookie Noob went south in defense, they were very lucky that Virtual Secret didn't have the south road.
Yeah, I think if you go for a strong south push, in many cases, you're going to have barrels facing down that street right at the spawn, and it's pretty risky to do that sort of aggressive push that early. Like you said, I think they just rolled the dice and got lucky there.
Wow.
Oh, wow, Sir Cookie Noob.
And here it comes. Sargmas
Yep.
and Stidge both dead from Sir Cookie Noob.
-2 east side of roof.
Well, that
I
is the
don't know,
benefit
but
of
I
getting
got
casted. You can see positions that maybe need some work, and
I didn't know you could get up on that ledge.
yeah, that's pretty spicy there.
Oh, Master picks up Excise. The objective is wide open. Rich at the back. Blizzardvark having to rotate in to cover the objective, as now Virtual Secret are down to 2 active players. Novius charging in through the center. Furious Daddy finishing off Sargmas. Novius now on the objective. Not going for a cap. He expects there to be a harder defense. Rich way out of position. If Blizzardvark goes down, Rich will be hard pressed to fall back in time to do anything about the cap. Novius now looking to get this cap. Grenade goes out. Flash doesn't catch Novius, so Novius charging in. Grenade goes out. Blizzardvark doesn't walk into it. Now Novius is putting in the cap. Blizzardvark needs to do something about it. Comes around firing, picks up Novius, shutting down the cap, and Novius is still resible. Rich now rotating out. Wait, what?
Yeah, he got the cap out. He threw the grenade and bought himself just enough time to run in there and cap while he ran away from the grenade. That was
What?
a hell of a play. Yeah,
How
I know.
quickly
How
did he
fast
do
was
that? Cap?
Insanely fast.
That was absurd. I didn't think for a second he'd got that cap. Wow.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't realize it either. I mean, I don't blame you for continuing the coverage there. I didn't notice it until I looked up and saw, oh, wow, that's over. Because he got shot. He must have been pressing send right as he got shot. Because he died right at the same moment.
Wow, that was one heck of a cap. That leading grenade and then straight into the cap. Amazing play. Amazing play. But I mean, the speed of that cap as well. That's faster than I think I've ever capped. Wow, Novius, hats off to you. You held back Virtual Secret almost single-handedly in the first round. In the second round, you get a cap in of that caliber. Amazing work.
Yeah, that's highlight reel worthy for sure.
So yeah, I didn't know you could get on the ledge on the ambulance building, and that gave Sir Cookie Noob an angle that wasn't being checked for, where he was able to kill 2 of Virtual Secret's players who were covering that push that Novius would have taken. As we go straight into round 3, Dead Logic, 1 point away from taking the map from Virtual Secret. Need to hold the line here if they stand any chance of reclaiming map 1. Now, this is a hard objective to cover in my opinion, especially now that you can, well, it depends heavily on securing the northwest area in my opinion. So Cookie Noob and Novius. I mean, the key thing on this objective is figuring out where the enemy are coming from.
Yeah, and if they can secure the crash building area like you're talking about, your life gets a lot more challenging, especially like Novius, people in that area, they're kind of a critical defender. And if you take them out, they're going to have such a strong angle on the objective. And in particular, the one that's really nasty is getting on the very top roof of the crash building, because then you have full visual awareness of the objective area. Now you're visible as well, but you know, you can take out 2 or 3 people before they take you out when you're up there.
Now, Virtual Secret opting for a full west push. I like it. It's the kind of play they need. They need to be fast, they need to be furious. They need to overwhelm, because the defense in the northwest is relatively weak compared to the rest of the map. Well, that's not true. It's a very flexible defense that Dead Logic have, but what I mean to say is that with only 2 defending the west and all of Virtual Secret's team there, they can really make some good plays here. If they can take high grounds, cut down lines, and cut down retreat lines as well. If they can get someone high, top of the building especially, which it doesn't look like they're pushing for, but if they did try and get someone up there, I would give them sight lines that would shut down any retreat back to the objective.
Yeah, we might see that. I don't know. I mean, Sarge Mays is in position where he could run and get up to the top, assuming they have a push there, but it doesn't look like they're taking interest in that so far. But they are, interestingly, putting a 5-person push into that western area, so they could, like you said, overwhelm this sort of weaker west defense that they have set up, and maybe take the high ground once that's done.
I don't think Dead Logic have any idea of the kind of numbers. Maybe Novius might have heard a footstep or 2. Definitely not afraid to make noise. No contact yet. 2 minutes 50 left on the clock. Your Secret needs to start pushing. Start finding those picks. Rest of the map. Hitman in a position where he could rotate back. Furious Daddy near the objective. Mellow Master on the objective. So Cookie Noob at the back, actually covering the east from the west.
About 2.5.
Ooh, and a grenade flies right past Novius's face. He knows that they're there now.
Wow, so Cookie Noob, they've, like, I've got to give it to Dead Logic. They've got some interesting positions, especially Sir Cookie Noob. If you cut to 3, you'll see Sir Cookie Noob's on in a position I would never, well, never would have considered. Novius finds Sargmast, finds Excise. Novius again, shutting down Virtual Secret's push utterly, killing Excise again. Wow, looking at where Excise died as well, it's right in front of Novius. I don't think they were looking at him. I don't think they expected him to be there, and it was immediately shut down.
Yeah, a little surprised we didn't see utility come out into that position. That seems to be kind of a standard operating procedure now for a lot of teams, because people are putting players on those ledges pretty frequently here. The downside is, though, Blizzardvark is now coming around the other side, and if Rich times his approach the right way...
Oh, but Hitman's going to find... Stitch finds Hitman. Rich would have... Oh, wow, honestly... Wow, Blizzardvark finds Mo Master on the objective. It's now 3 versus 3. Novius has no idea Rich is on top of him. Rich finds Novius. They're putting Dead Logic down to 2 defenders. With Virtual Secret now strongly holding the west. So Cookie Noob and Furious Daddy still need to be defeated before they can push in on the objective, though. 1 minute 12 on the clock. Time is ticking down.
They do have good positions. It will be a challenge for them to get a cap in. They're going to have to just hunt these 2 guys down.
And how do you find... I mean, Blizzardvark's just going to go straight past the Cookie Noob's position. So Cookie Noob's position is so hard to counterattack, in my opinion. Don't see...
I would only say if they knew he was going to be there, you can actually shoot through that red... I don't know what to call it, the material he's on right now. So if he suspected someone was there, he could actually come under and shoot up. But other than that, you're right. I have no idea how he would deal with that. He was not expecting that position.
30 seconds on the clock almost, though. Virtual Secret have got to turn this advantage in their favor because they're running out of time. Rich now sprinting in. So Cookie Noob, his Blizzardvark catches Blizzardvark. Flash goes out. Doesn't catch the Cookie Noob. Fire on Stitch. Rich now charging on the objective. It's all down to
Rich
Rich.
is on the objective.
So Cookie Noob might catch him
15
though.
seconds.
10 seconds left. So Cookie Noob looking. Rich. Heart
Tap it
must be
out.
pounding right now. So Cookie Noob has no line of sight. He catches him in the face. Wow, I thought Rich had that for a second there. The laser line made it look like Sir Cookie Noob didn't have a line of sight, and that's it. Dead Logic take map 1 convincingly, even if the Virtual Secret did push them quite well on both of the defense rounds.
Yeah, what's interesting is right after we were talking about that position Cookie Noob had, it looked like they were expecting it. I think it was Blizzardvark that came around that corner and he tried flashing it. Just exposed himself a little too much there. But,
I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like the flash was actually aimed higher than Sir Cookie's position. I feel like it was aimed at the barrels above Sir Cookie Noob. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you might be right about that. I think it's more common for people to be up at those barrels at the top, so you're probably right. Also surprised just because of the flash radius that Cookie Noob didn't get flashed by that. But either way, that's a tough position to cope with. And Rich almost had it, to his credit.
Yeah. Great push in. Stitch managed to take out Furious Daddy, opening it up for Rich. And I honestly thought Rich had it. If he'd gone prone, he probably would have been below the sight lines. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. He was too high, and his head departed his body. It looks like map 2 is Subway.
Oof, one of my favorites. I don't know about you, but I love this map.
I hate it. I love it. I love it. And sometimes I hate it, but I love it. Sometimes I hate it.
I think it's all of our relationships with Onward in general.
Yeah, much.
All right, so we are starting with the basement objective, which this one I think is maybe the most impacted by the lack of smokes in C4 because people so commonly place C4 either on the stairwells or in the tunnels, and offense almost always, at least in my experience, dumps tons of smoke in the stairwells when they're coming through.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything you said, apart from maybe I'd say North Objective. I'd argue that North Objective is as integral to have C4 at least. North Objective.
True. That's a good point.
Maybe not so much smokes for the attackers. So, a very different map to Quarantine. Obviously, much smaller sight lines. CQB, much more important. Less hidey places than Quarantine. Less angles of attack. You know, they're all corridored angles of attack, especially on this objective. So, different styles required to be successful on this map. That's Quarantine or a map like Downfall. I'm interested to see what both teams bring to the table, especially because Dead Logic showed such dominance in that first map. But it was closer than it seems. Well, actually, you know what? It wasn't. That was an absolute domination by Dead Logic. I just thought back to their attack round. I think they lost one person on attack and managed to get that amazing cap.
I think we're seeing a pretty substantial, at least experience gap, where two teams are just fairly divergent in their capabilities. But the thing is that could have been a function of Quarantine. I'm not sure. I think you have more experience with these teams than I do. But
I mean, I know Virtual Secret have played a lot of Quarantine. Like, I know that. I know they've played a lot of Quarantine. So, I mean, they were making some... They were making some assumptions there. Like, they assumed no one would cross south without smokes, and they got punished for that in the defensive situation where Dead Logic had 2 in the south. I feel like they made the assumption that no one would cross south without smokes anyway.
True. I do wonder if maybe the close quarters will be a little bit more of an equalizer, or if we'll just see that this dominance, as you put it, continues.
Well, this is Dead Logic's map choice, so obviously Dead Logic are confident on this map. Well, I still can't get over that cap. Wow.
Yeah, that was fast.
As we go into round 1, map 2 with Dead Logic 1 map up. Let's see if Virtual Secret can equalize on Subway. Get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. These trains departing soon. That was terrible.
And
I'm
don't
sorry.
forget, mind the gap.
Thank you. Thank you, Theta. You really I needed that.
Police, you communicate.
I don't want you falling down between the rails.
Yep.
All right, so it looks like a shield is going down into the tunnels held by Novius, and Sir Cookie Noob is Knight in Shining Armor leading the way.
So we're seeing a 3-2 split with 3 down, like you said. 2 opting to go south stairwell. It's completely unguarded. In fact, looking at Virtual Secrets lineup, they have 1 upstairs, 2 upstairs, 1 in the north, 1 in the center, and everyone else is downstairs in the basement.
Yeah, we'll see how this plays out, because with a shield coming up like this, and again, no C4 in this tunnel, and that's going to be a challenge, because they can potentially clear out people pretty quick in the bottom, and then it's going to be up to Rich and Excise to rush back and try and adjust to that.
Loud rumbling somewhere in that area. He might be in the
You're
shadows.
the one with the good ears.
Wow, it's a Blizzardvark.
That we just watched our flying.
Does he have a drone? What does he have? Novius in the corner. Flash goes out. It's not going to catch any. Oh, it's a frag. Frag and flash go out. Completely wasted. Blizzardvark pushing in, but there's a shield there and he cares not.
Shooter in the tunnel.
Pulled out the shield at least. Meanwhile, Hitman and Furious Daddy slowly pushing to the down south stairway. Zardvark needs to play this carefully. If he keeps charging back and forth, he's going to get caught out by Moa Master on the next pass. Chosen to fall back completely. Interesting. So Cookie Noob holding the 6 o'clock, waiting for a flank that isn't coming. Meanwhile, Furious Daddy and Hitman still pushing slowly. Grenade comes out. Blizzardvark hears it, moves up. Novius now into the train tracks.
Okay, there's one at the far end of the railway. Like laying down, I think.
Sargmass position called out.
Nice.
What do you think, Theta?
I can just barely see him.
I'm a little surprised here. It looks like Sir Cookie Noob rotated away. They know they're called out now, and there's kind of waiting for Furious Daddy and Hitman to come down on the stairwells to draw some attention that way, because
Hitman just run across Rich's sideline. Richard misses a shot. Hitman picks up Excise upstairs. Rich misses the shot though, which gets Excise killed. Rich picks up Hitman, but Furious Daddy now in the south stairwell has no idea where Rich's position is. He's looking for him. Rich doesn't realize there's a second guy upstairs. No Master now, and Novius pushing in the railway. Meanwhile, Furious Daddy owns the south stairwell. He's going to come round and destroy Blizzardvark in a second. And Rich holding something that doesn't exist upstairs. Furious Daddy now transitioning. Torvenator on his left, Blizzardvark on his right. Blizzardvark's going to get shot on the back any second now, unless Torvenator catches him. Furious Daddy sees Blizzardvark, takes him down. Torvenator slow to react, doesn't react at all. Master finds Sargmass now. Rich has to transition back, so Cookie Noob still covering the 6, a minute and 36 seconds in.
Yeah, just go for the cap. It's fine. You guys got this.
I'm not sure if they're aware of Torventer right now. Furious Daddy doesn't seem to be watching the Kook machine. Oh, and a flash comes out.
It's a bundled flash, but it might just work. Rich has to transition downstairs, Torvenator being the only defender.
Did you get him?
Nope.
Oh no, Torvenator's down.
Walking down there.
Kills Furious Daddy. Furious Daddy finds Torvenator. Rich now, realizing he's the sole defender, charging back downstairs, but 1 against 4. Going in for the cap as Rich rounds the corner. Finds Novius. Oh, that's finds Rich. At least Deadlogic didn't get a cap, but Virtual Secret's defense torn apart.
Yeah, that was lucky on their part too, because Novius, as we saw, is obviously a very fast capper. He had Tablet out. Rich ran in and got him before he got killed, so potentially saved themselves 2 points there.
Yeah. I don't think Virtual Secret were prepared for that attack at all. The south double down stairways left completely undefended. Rich failing to pick up Who did he pick up? Pick up Novius. Is Novius? No, it wasn't Novius. It was Hitman. Hitman took out Excise. Excise didn't take out Hitman either. Then Rich managed to pick up Hitman, but then lift to the south, double down stairwell completely wide open, which got Blizzardvark and Torvenator killed.
Yeah, and I mean, it makes sense to watch the platform, the mid-platform, but I would have liked to see a little more adjustment out of Rich in particular as he saw dots disappear off of his tablet. You know, like I said, he was very close to getting capped on there. So if you know that the rest of your team is dead, or you're even starting to see maybe 2-3 people left on objective, it's probably time to go down.
Yep. His lack of experience showing. His gunplay is great, but his map experience and tactical experience versus top-tier teams, which I believe Dead Logic is destined for. I said this before the cast. I really feel like Dead Logic are on a projectile course to the top 4 in EU and top 10 worldwide.
Well, they're certainly making a statement right now.
Where are you gonna sit, Furious? Right there?
Whoa, here.
So it looks
Right,
like Dead Logic opting to have only 1 upstairs, 2 on the basement area, and 2 holding the objective. Meanwhile,
Yep. And Virtual Secret's pushing a shield through the north side this time.
and they got 2 in the up and over.
Ah, shit. I'm not gonna...
Mass and Excise. Sure, what they're going to find at the top of these stairs. Bottom of the stairs. What am I saying? They are at the top of the stairs. Anyway, the point is, there's no defenders up here. It's going to be a slow start to this one. Rich and Torvenator position down the north stairwell. We'll run into Hitman eventually. Question is, will they have the spacing available to not both get picked up? And will Rich be able to refrag Torvenator? Because I feel like Torvenator is shield or no shield is going to get picked off by Hitman as he goes across that north track. Blizzardvark barely moving at all in the basement area. Slowly pushing up. He's the only guy down there, so he knows he has no backup. I think he's just there to have presence rather than actually make anything actually happen.
Yeah, it appears that they are priming themselves for some kind of north push. So they're clearing out the turnstiles in the north, they're clearing out the horseshoe in the north.
Hitman's position has been made, but the shot's missed. So important that your first bullet hits. So important in this game. Hitman now looking to return fire. Returns fire, find Sargmas, find Sargmas. But his position's been made. Torvenator now pushing up with a shield. Rich needs to support Torvenator. The shield has gone in. The flash is coming out. Rich is way out of position here. Torvenator goes down to a grenade and bullets. Meanwhile, Rich, no refrag, no support for his shield teammate. Hitman taking 2 of the attackers down already. Rich missing the attack. Now Hitman's going to be able to pop out and get him unless Rich positions. Excise, meanwhile, the back of the map. Really sure where Excise has gone. Where? What? What is Excise doing over there? Down a dark alleyway that I've not been down in a long time. Hitman shutting down this attack. Really, the refrag should have come out so easily once he'd given his position away. In fact, Sargmas probably, arguably, should have taken him down with his opening salvo. Hitman now looking to pick up Rich. Zeroed on his position. The moment Rich steps out, he's going to be a dead man. Rich dead. Blizzardvark dead, and it's all on the team captain Excise now. Hitman manages to wipe out 3 of Virtual Secret. Excise realizing now sole attacker.
And this is a very tall, steep hill to climb here for one person. 1v5 on a very well-contained objective. And 1 minute and 25 left.
Virtual Secret, I mean, it's completely out of sync with each other at the moment. I really thought Hitman was doomed. I mean, he had to deal with 4 Virtual Secret, and he dealt with 3 of them. 4th may actually kill him. Redemption for Excise as he kills Hitman. doesn't really open up a hole in the defense because he still has 4 to get through downstairs, and he's making no qualms about pounding foot to the floor. Oh,
wow.
no! And a perfectly timed grenade finds Excise from Sir Cookie Noob. Wow. Dead Logic in very high spirits right now.
Practically hit him in the face with that grenade. That was wild. Yeah, so, I don't know. Something I'm seeing a lot is just kind of, like you said, not getting refrags in, which is unfortunate. And Hitman really doing a lot of work there to stop the attack before it even enters the objective area, which on this map will completely destroy your ability to get to that objective. I mean, if you're not clearing out the top platform, it's pretty much done.
Yeah, absolutely. And that one man, you know, just one man put up there, and he managed to stop the completely derails the. I mean, that's what keeps happening to Virtual Secret. They keep getting derailed. All momentum lost. And like you said, they're failing to refrag. Tovinator had an opportunity on defense. And everyone, well, I mean, Excise, Rich, and Tovinator all had an opportunity to refrag Sargmast. I mean, they identified where Hitman's position was.
Yeah, just in the spirit of fairness, I will say sometimes it can be hard to hit people when they're hanging out that little corner, especially the platform that's right in front of it. And if they spot you first and you can't land your shots, it makes life very challenging. But yes, in principle, I agree with you. That should have been a refrag on multiple occasions.
So round 3 now. It's the market objective. Let's see if Virtual Secret can get a point on the board they so desperately need to get themselves out of this funk. 6 points in a row now for Dead Logic. Worth noting that Dead Virtual Secret are predominantly a Belgian team, and Excise cut down straight away, charging into the main street. I mean, Excise has more experience than that. I'm shocked that he would just charge in there.
Yeah, pretty common if somebody is running up the south stairs to hang out at the stairwell and wait for somebody to check the corner. Also, a little surprised he put himself out there. So they are now down to 4v5 with just a little over 30 seconds. That has gone by in the round. It's going to put them at a disadvantage right away.
So Hitman now looking at Paul and Ali. Blizzardvark in a good defensive position to stop Hitman when Hitman finally pushed down here. The only thing working against Blizzardvark is that it's a very easy position to flash. Meanwhile, there are 2 in the north. Completely uncontested. No defenders in the north at all as Novius and Moa Master. Novius rocking a shield, I wonder. Yes, Novius is rocking a shield.
In the trash alley.
Sargon spots Novius, spots the shield out. And again, firing on the shield's points. He is the guy that's going to be poking up behind him. Novius pushing up, prepping a grenade. Managed to get into the side position. Power Master turns fire. Hitman finds Blizzardvark. Sargmas finds Novius. And Novius' grenade gets Sargmas. Sargmas is resident.
Shield is down and revivable at objective. Shield is down.
Corvinade now crossing. Power Master might pick him up, and he does. And finishes off Sargmas. At least Rich, the sole defender. It all happens so quickly. Flash is now coming out of Rich. Finds Furious Daddy. I think blind firing through the flash against 3 Dead Logic players now. Rich found by Hitman, and that's it. Dead Logic 3 points up on map 2, the 7th point in a row. Can Virtual Secret do anything to stop this freight train again with the subway puns?
Yeah, it just seems like Dead Logic has their number. They know what to do here. And they actually didn't even pull all 5 into the objective. They had Sir Cookie Noob hanging out near the, I believe, the horseshoe, sort of like a flanking insurance or something, and they still managed to clamp in on the objective. So, yeah, I would like to see Virtual Secret put up a fight here and take at least a point or 2, but yeah, Dead Logic just knows what they're doing when they're facing off against these guys, apparently.
Absolutely. I really thought it'd be a much tighter match than this. Now, Virtual Secret aren't playing the best game, but they're not playing badly. But Dead Logic are, I mean, they're playing fantastic. I can't think of any other words to describe it. They're playing absolutely flawlessly.
Yeah, and again, in the spirit of fairness, sometimes teams just have off days too, and we're not in the headsets, so it is easy to criticize from the outside. But especially in the chaos of a game against a higher ranked team or something, it can be hard to get together and have the psychological wherewithal to fight back.
But I mean, like, Dead Logic are a silver team. Like, Dead Logic are a silver team, and I feel like if I was watching, if I didn't know who was playing Virtual Secret right now, I would say they're up against a diamond team. Like, I hate to label things like that, and maybe it's an inappropriate label to say, but I really feel like if I didn't have prior knowledge on who Dead Logic were, and I just walked into this, I would assume that they were a much higher division team.
They are playing very well. It looks like Virtual Secret pushing up 3 on the south stairwell. Nobody is corner peeking, though, on Dead Logic's defense. It looks like they are content to just wait.
And Excise, Rich, Blizzardvark, all quite stacked close together. A single grenade isn't coming, but if it was, could have found them and could have shut them down hard. Interesting play here, because did they get the south spawn or did they get a north spawn? Because from this setup, I would have assumed a north spawn. Actually paying attention. Could have been.
I did not look at the map in time, but I saw 3 come up almost immediately on the south stairs, so I would assume it was the south. And they have Hitman all the way in the north watching that approach. But other than that, they seem to be pretty locked down. A bit more of a pro move to say, look, guys, we're 3 up on the match-deciding map. Let's not get too aggressive. Let's not get too full of ourselves because we're doing so well. Let's just make sure we win.
Absolutely. Let's take this one home.
Yeah, it's always tempting that when you've got a big lead to just relax a little bit, have some fun with it, take risks you don't need to take. When, if you really want to reach the high levels in this game, you have to have that mentality of it's not over till it's over.
I think we've all been in situations where we've been 0-3 behind and we managed to win the map. And we've all been in positions where we're 3-0 up and we've managed to lose.
No doubt.
Torvenator and Sargmas. Torvenator rocking the shield. Let's see if he can get some more support than he did last time he rocked the shield. Furious Daddy has the number but has no C4s. Meanwhile, the South Push team finally found the courage to go upstairs. Furious Daddy whispering. So quietly, but not that quietly at all.
One on your left.
Meanwhile, South Push team now. Excise pushing ahead of the rest of his team. Novius about to find Excise. Excise puts suppression fire on Novius' position behind the trash can. Unable to find the kill. Does he know he's there? Furious Daddy meanwhile finds Sargmas. Torvenator the shield by himself now against Furious Daddy. So Cookie Noob finds Blizzardvark as Blizzardvark pushes down on Ali and Rich gets the refrag.
Oof. That grenade. Oh, that flash landed right on Furious Daddy.
Rich finds Furious Daddy as Furious Daddy pushes Torvenator. Now Moa Master repositioning. Excise has now pushed past Novius, and Novius finds Excise. I wasn't able to get my camera there in time. Apologies. Now it's all down to Rich and Torvenator to keep them in this game, to keep them in this series, to keep them in this map. They are 1 point away from losing the series. Novius falling, sorry, Rich falling back. Flank, as Novius is flanking, but Rich isn't ready for it. Novius finds Rich. Now all down to Torvenator, who's getting flanked hard. It's 1 versus 3. Torvenator's not giving up. But Hitman has the angle on him and takes down Torvenator. That's 8 points in a row now for Dead Logic, as Dead Logic take map 2 and take the series.
Well, they did put up more of a fight that time. I was hopeful that they might have potentially taken a point just because they were doing well towards the end there, but just fell apart, especially when I think it was either Novius or Hitman ran around the back and got Rich there and just took away the shield's cover.
So I thought
that was
Rich
pretty
was
much it.
falling back to wait for that flank. I did not think for a second that he was just charging around. I thought he would have stayed with the shield. Odd plays coming out from Virtual Secret.
Yeah, just by virtue, I think, lack of experience on some of the players' part. And, you know, those are lessons you just have to learn through, frankly, losing rounds. And having it on cast, I think, in particular, is helpful. I know when I was a new player, my most embarrassing moments ended up being the most constructive ones. So hopefully it's the same case for these guys.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Virtual Secret now. Lost every round so far, unfortunately for them. So they've still got something to prove, though. It's always in the third map. If you can get the points, if you can take the third map, at least you can leave with your heads held high. It's bittersweet getting the third map if you've already lost the series, but it does mean something, and it does mean, hey guys, look, we can still do this. So the important thing for me, whenever we get into a third map, if we've already lost series, it's like, let's not fall apart. Let's not treat it like it doesn't matter. Still go out guns blazing and take this map.
Yeah, to me, the third map, when it's not a tiebreaker for both sides, is a real test of character. Because I personally hate it when I see either the winner or the loser of the match throw the last map. You know, I think for the winners, it's maybe borderline disrespectful to do something like that. And for the losers, like you said, it's just a matter of morale. You say, hey guys, we lost it, but let's finish this strong. But when teams just kind of toss it in and say, whatever, it's over, let's just get this over with, I don't know. I personally think that's not the best way to approach it.
And I totally 100% agree with you. You're a brilliant human being. The only thing I didn't like, Theta, was that you kind of stopped on the train puns way too early. And maybe that was because the map was over too quickly, I don't know. But
Well, I did at least pander to the British theme there by saying mind the gap. So I thought that might have bought me enough points with the subway puns, but it sounds like I need to replenish.
so what's your feedback? It's too late now on Bizarre. I don't know what you're going to bring to the table on Bizarre that could possibly make up for the punless adventure we had for the rest of the rounds. But what's your take then on Dead Logic? We know Virtual Secret haven't been playing their best game, and we know that they're still like putting the new team dynamics together. But what's your take on Dead Logic?
You know, they have been playing well, but I've also noticed they have some sort of strange plays too. I guess I mentioned it a little earlier. They've been using Sir Cookie Noob as almost like flanker insurance on a lot of plays, and he's been so far away from the action that if the attack does not work out for whatever reason, then he's going to be isolated really fast. So that's something I would adjust. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having flanker insurance like that, but have them closer to the action, so to speak. I would love to see them go up against maybe a gold team and see how they do there. I think that's a little bit more of a test. Clearly, like you said, Virtual Secret just kind of having an off day and they're working on new team dynamics. It can be hard to judge the quality of a team when they're facing off against a team like that.
Yeah.
So maybe a little tighter competition, we can get a better look at exactly how good they are. All that being said, they have been playing strong. I think their future is likely bright. And I'll agree with your assessment that I think they are, at this point, maybe underranked.
Yep. This is only the third season. Started in season 8, I believe, midway through the season. So, still finding the feet, or maybe they found the feet. I don't know. But no, I think what it is that Excise, team captain from Virtual Secret, often does heavy flanks. So maybe they've done their research and they were kind of expecting that out of Virtual Secret, and it hasn't come to pass.
That makes sense.
That might be one explanation of it, and all that just might be how they roll. Have one person on a hard flank cover.
Yeah, and that's, for me, that's kind of the fascinating element of Onward analysis. Is there's so many different variables there. Like when you're trying to break down a team's game style, you have to watch a lot of footage because every team, at least every serious team, is going to make team-specific adjustments. You know, if you know you're going to play against a team that has lots of flankers, maybe you do put somebody like Sir Cookie Noob that far out just because you're expecting an extreme level of flanking that you wouldn't normally do. And this is my first time watching them, so you may be very, very correct in that they don't normally do that.
for everyone's information, if you don't know, Theta, especially if you're a newer player or part of a new team, Theta does amazing tutorial videos on almost every aspect of Onward. A recent video he put out with the Lonely Viper on sniping. I found myself learning some things there on that video, and it's true of a lot of your other videos that as experienced as I am, I don't know everything, and there's little things you'll say that remind me of things I used to know. So for new and experienced players alike, I would really, really suggest checking out the Theta's videos. You can find them on Discord. There's a channel dedicated to them. They are fantastic, Theta. Hats off to you, sir.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And I will say, watching Viper's video, which I did very little editing on, I basically just put text over some of his points and left it largely untouched. I learned a ton too, because I don't know anything about sniping aside from what it's like to play with a guy like Defilade, who's an excellent sniper. But yeah, I mean, he just did a fantastic job on that. So shout out to your teammate Lonely Viper on that one.
A boy. He's not really my boy. He's a little bit younger than me. But I'm certainly not old enough to be his daddy. That isn't to say I have not necessarily paramored his mother. We shan't go into that. But it's a little thing that he was mentioning. It's nothing to do with sniping. It was about you know, having your trigger finger pulled in to the point where you're almost making contact. So you're cutting down on that, like the microseconds it takes to actually fire that bullet. And the difference between transitioning a full click, if you know what I mean, on the trigger. Little things like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't snipe, but when I'm locking in a corner and I know someone's going to come out, and that, like, every last moment matters, I found myself doing that now, where I'm pressing in the trigger and I've figured out where the trigger snap point is.
Same. I had never thought about that, and speaking as someone that's shot guns since I was very young, that's something that's brought up a lot in target shooting, but it's not something I ever really considered as being applicable to any kind of gaming. I had never thought about it playing Onward until Viper said that in the video, and I too have become a lot more conscious of, if I pull this too hard, is this changing my aim?
Right.
And it does. You know, if you pull the trigger too far, it can actually pull your barrel in a direction that you don't want it to go.
Absolutely. And especially in a game where trades are so common as Onward, you know, that can actually make a difference, you know, that actually make a difference. Split second. Minor moment.
No doubt.
So I just got
Looks like
I just got a WhatsApp message from Rich. So on the quarantine map, he was in a weird position on the objective that they capped on. Dead Logic capped on Virtual Secret with only Blizzard Vark, and he's saying they put down. They thought they were playing a different objective.
Oh boy.
I think they thought they were playing the Marsok 1 objective. That's why Rich was on the building, Marsok 1 building, and nowhere near the objective at all.
I was wondering why they had somebody that far back. I mean, you want to cover the north approach and anybody that's kind of wrapping around, but, you know, it didn't really make sense to me that they would do that. It just, for me, mentally, I just put it down as kind of the rookie move, you know, not really having your positions worked out. But not knowing what objective it is, that explains it a lot better.
Seems Dead Logic is still missing a player. So we're going to cut to an intermission just while we wait. Stay tuned for the final round, final map. I appreciate that the series has already been decided, but this is, come on, this is bizarre. This is the most competitive map, if you ask me. Close quarter combat, long sight lines, plenty of different attack angles, plenty of different interesting objectives. Stay tuned to see if Virtual Secret can redeem a map. And we are back, because of course the moment I pressed the intermission button, they kicked off the game. So, and I mean like the moment. So we are into round 1, map 3. Dead Logic, having already won the series, have brought in 2 new players, Rovester and Oaks. And I don't know if they're new to the team, but I mean new to the lineup. We haven't seen them play tonight. As they have the Chaot objective to defend. Chaot. Why do we call it Chaot? Because look, there's a big sign that says Chaot. General trading, and then that word, which I assume is Chaot in Arabic. So we have Marsok, southeast spawn, and they have transitioned heavily into the east. Not the inner east, the outer east. They've got no one on the inner east. Taken Central Road, and they seem happy to push the Central Bazaar, while 3 of their teammates, Lizardvark, Rich, and Excise, push up the east side of the map. They will run into Oaks eventually, though.
Yeah, so Oaks is a member of my Discord, and it's kind of a running joke with him how often he is prone, so I am not surprised. He even refers to himself as a snake quite frequently.
Viper would take umbrage with that, but I like it. It's a tight angle. It's a tight angle in the back corner of the map. I love it. It's the most useless position ever, in my opinion. It's useful for one thing only, if someone steps out of that doorway. Consider the objective is not in that corner. I mean, it's going to work, though. He's going to find a kill on Blizzardvark any second now. Blizzardvark has no idea he's there, and Oaks proves me wrong, getting up a kill in the most unlikely place imaginable, and now has transitioned.
One down.
Rich, aware that teammate's lost, sees Oaks, doesn't get the kill, gets the kill. Oaks. Rich avenges his teammate's death. I'm sorry, Oaks. Oh, Kukinu finds Excise, leaving Rich as the only attacker in this area. He hears the kill, so Kukinu just tucked in behind the corner. Wow, so Kukinu comes out deadly. First shot, just going straight through Rich.
Nice
just
corner
Torvenator. Sargmas in the central area now. Sargmas finds Moormaster.
One down west.
Stingray has his number. Oh, another new player, Stingray. Did I say that? Stingray finds Sargmas. Torvenator now alone. So Cookie Noob transitions in on his east. Torvenator hears it, has line, but will he look away at the wrong moment? Got the perfect line set up, so Cookie Noob. Torvenator's taking his eyes off it. Cookie Noob rounds on him, he's going to see him, and takes him out, and that's round 1 to dead logic, as Torvenator dies horribly to Sir Cookie Noob's bullets. And that marks the 9th point in a row for dead logic.
Well, I will say, to both teams' credits, they don't seem to be doing stupid third map stuff now, so I'm glad they're both putting in the effort to try and close this out the right way. And that moment with Oaks in the far northeast was pretty funny, because I was thinking the same thing. I think you elucidated it better than I would, but then he ends up getting the kill there in that one spot. I think aside from that angle, maybe the value would be audio cues, but very interesting spot, to say the least.
I mean, if you get a southeast spawn, eventually someone's probably going to go into that northeast corner, right? I get it, but it's a very, very situational position.
For sure.
Wow, dead logic. Showing no weakness at all.
Yeah, Cookie Noob with 3 kills on that last round. Bad.
See what Virtual Secret can do in defense. They need to take a point away tonight. At least 1 point. They need to take that point. Only for the sanity, because they are a better team than this. I'll say that for the defense. Not saying they're better than Dead Logic by any stretch, but I'd say they're a better team than 12-0. So, Dead Logic getting a similar spawn to Virtual Secret southeast. One of them heading far east, one inner east.
Excise just missed Sir Cookie Noob running into the east, too. If he had just peeked a moment before that and watched a little further right, he would have caught him.
Wow.
Now he's going to run into him in the east courtyard.
Sargmas finding Roaster a long, long way. Ow, got a shot. Excise. I seem to have pressed the button, which has made all my overlay disappear. Any ideas? Lost my map.
Yeah, I was having a similar problem. For now, while you're doing that, I guess I can just do some of the play-by-play here.
And a happy accident, I realized I didn't have the camera. I hadn't taken the overlay off, so... Scores off. So that actually rescued me, that I'd lost my overlay. As Dead
Silver
Logic down to
lining.
3 players.
Yeah, Exi's on a roll over here. He took out 2 people in the east. Oaks is now in his prone position.
Oh, he took
Actually
out 2
very
people.
close. Yep.
Amazing. There's actually
And
only
Oaks is
2
now-
active Dead Logic players right now.
And Oaks is prone once again, very close to his defensive position, trying to snake his way through the north.
Master finding Rich, but Rich is resible. Master now transitions, might find Excise, finds Excise.
No.
Master turning the tables. Rich is resible, but doesn't look like anyone's actually going in for the res. Master now going in for the res on Rich. It's important. It's back to a 4 versus 2 situation. Oaks snakes into the northeast again. Not that I can get the map to work, but our master side of now.
Yeah, and Rovester way in the south, not going to get res anytime soon, as far as I can tell. But he's calling out any positions he sees from his position on Kiat. And Virtual Secret playing very tight on the objective now.
Master and Oaks.
Yeah, I've got front.
So Rich hears Master. See where he is though. Oaks still in that corner.
Approaching his defensive position now, snaking
See
his way
Sargmas.
through the north.
Gets the shot. Master taking down Sargmas. Rich slow on the refrag. He's gonna get caught in behind. He is Master from behind him. Kills Master. They're leaving it all in
Well
Oaks' hands now. Pushes in from the north. There's Aardvark. Moving. Unadvisable reposition. Opening up the north area now. He had it locked down, but now the north is open for Oaks to push in. 3 versus 1 situation. Oaks could still take this. Dead Logic. And I've got my overlay back. We have a map, ladies and gentlemen. We have a map. I repeat, we have a map.
Thank you back.
Excellent. Okay, 56 seconds left for Oaks. People on both sides of Kiat here potentially watching a cap attempt.
Blizzardvark hears him.
heard it.
No, he doesn't. He transitioned. Oaks hears Blizzardvark. Did he see him transition, though?
Not
He
really.
did, although he has laser marked on Blizzardvark's position. Liz slow on the uptake. Oaks takes him down. Torvenator coming from refrag. Misses Oaks as Oaks charges in. Torvenator picks up Oaks. And that's it. Virtual Secret finally get a point on the board. They may... honestly, the little reaction they're shooting into the air... They may have well as run the series for that little reaction. It's obviously a release of pressure there as they realize they can actually take a round.
Yep, and you just have to build off of those small wins, even if you've lost the match. Like we were talking about before, just take what you can from the match and try to close it out the right way. Who knows? Maybe they turn around and take this map, and that would be a huge morale boost for them. But either way, they now have footage of a round. They can say, okay, this is what we did right, and this is what we should be replicating in our other rounds so that we don't get killed quite so fast.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of being scrimmed. I mean some teams don't of being casted. Some teams don't enjoy being casted because they feel it gives away some of their plays. But for me, I always love my games being cast because when I do something wrong, and I'm trying to remember what it was, if I'm not recorded my own viewpoint, I might not have the... Oh well, forget it. Even if I have my own viewpoint recorded, if I don't have a cast camera showing me everywhere else on the map, I can't see the things I did right, the things that my team did right and did wrong as a whole. I'm only seeing small bits of it from everyone else's opinions of what they were doing at the time. So when you see a cast, win or lose, you can learn so much about what you're doing right and what you're doing. Forget about the other team. You can learn what you're doing. That's what I really enjoy being casted. I feel it's pivotal to be casted. And sorry for any teams who aren't being casted as much, especially EU teams. I'm trying to cast more. There's the casting team. Or Theta, again, thanks. This is like the third game you've joined me for now?
I think so, yeah.
We go into round 3, map 3. Dead Logic versus Virtual Secret, with Dead Logic having already won the series. But the 9-point score streak has now been broken.
Objective building.
Welcome.
Objective building. Where's that exactly?
I'm going to. What should I put
That in
It
the
looks like another 3-2 split from Virtual Secret. 2 pushing more towards the center, and 3 going down to the south.
Interesting setup from Dead Logic on the defense, opting to keep 4 in the northwest sector. Only 1 crossing the street.
Alright, if I go down, they're pressing from small market.
Yeah, which is surprising because that's not the approach. Not that they have any way of knowing, but Virtual Secret is not coming that way. So their strength is away from where the attack is coming. They're going to have to make some rotations. Though Moa Master has a strong angle here. I don't know if they can see him, but his laser is right on them. Nope.
Finds Sagmas. Zadvok in no position to do anything about that. Tight line from Moa Master there. Did Sagmas just do a slow transition, or was Moa Master's reactions ridiculous?
I think Moa Master had superior angle there, and he was quick on the trigger. What's interesting is that Rovester is hot miking a little bit, and Rich is not far away from him. Oh, now he definitely knows he's there.
I've noticed, apart from Roaster, this street for the objective is completely open. If Roaster gets taken down, the cap is wide open.
Yep.
Rain's coming out looking for Moa Master, not finding him as Zadvok tries to get a refrag, but Moa Master has repositioned him. Rich, Roaster, destined for a close encounter of the Onward kind. Again, there's no support here for Roaster. He is an island of defense. Again, if he goes down, the objective is arguably wide open. Rich now slowly transitioning. Finds Roaster as Blizzardbug finds Moa Master. Leaving the objective open. So Cookie Noob now, though, has transitioned into the north on the hole in the wall. Actually now has coverage on that road. Stingray and Oaks reposition towards the objective. Dead Logic again showing the versatility and flexibility and reading the situation correctly. Cookie Noob could pick up Excise now as Excise does a very slow cross across the road. Oaks picks up Blizzardvark. Blizzardvark was pushing. So Cookie Noob sees Excise, takes the shot, misses. Excise able to get into cover. Oaks picks him up. Stingray picks up Rich. That's excellent attack from Virtual Secret. Cut down. Tovinator finds Stingray. Finds Oaks. Doesn't find Oaks. Did he run out of ammo? I don't know what happened there. Oaks was missing all his shots and Tovinator just stopped firing on him.
Yeah, I think he ran out of shots in that drum mag. That is unfortunate because he had an angle on him. He certainly had a shot, but I think he just didn't have the ammo on the gun to make it happen. That was unfortunate because it looked like Virtual Secret had the potential to take that round, and it just kind of fell apart in the last few moments. Felt like they were doing a little too much, one person pushing and the other person not watching for the refrag.
Well, one thing I noticed is that Rich and I believe Excise both pushed the objective from 2 different directions now in a different situation, and they both died exactly the same time to 2 different defenders, but that was great. I mean, that was good coordinated play, whether it was accidental coordination or not. They both pushed in on 2 different sides of the objective. Now, arguably it was just luck that Dead Logic well, luck and preparation that Dead Logic were able to shut down stop that cap, because they had two guys, Virtual Secret had two guys on the objective on different areas capping, or about to cap, should I say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Dead Logic was a little lucky on that one. I think Sir Cookie Noob was using a sniper rifle, a bolt-action sniper rifle from that hole, too, and he missed as they were running across.
Oh, yeah.
So, slightly faster cap or a slightly slower reaction from the defenders there would have meant a cap, I think.
Yep. Oaks and Stingray able to hold the line.
Alright, so we will see what Virtual Secret does here. Wonder if they're going to be stacking the same way or if they'll have a slightly more spread out defense. And I know you're saying Excise is known for his flanking. I'll be curious to see if they try to throw something like that to maybe throw them off a little bit.
I don't know, I feel like they've gone inside their own heads. I don't feel like Virtual Secret are playing the game. I think they're playing a game they'd set up for Dead Logic, and it's worked against them.
Yep, the mental game is so important in this. And if you don't have that squared away, you could be a very skilled player and it just won't be enough.
So Cookie Noob manages to run across Blizzardvark, missing the shots. Excise missing his shots, and so Cookie Noob as well. Could have been pivotal had Virtual Secret landed those shots on Cookie Noob, but they missed. So interesting from Dead Logic, they are taking a very defensive push to this. Look at the, 35 seconds in, and most of them are still in the back quarter of the map. Apart from Sir Cookie Noob.
I would imagine they're just doing more of what we were talking about earlier, just kind of locking down and saying, okay, we've got the lead, let's play a little more conservatively here, let's take our time.
I don't think I've ever seen a team, not even beginners, take it this conservatively on this objective, though.
And that's quite a standard to be upholding as well. Yes, Sir Cookie Noob pushed very hard there and then more or less stopped. I don't know how aware Excise is of his position, how much noise he's making, but a little surprised neither one is trying to push here. They have to know they're at least nearby.
Positioning compared to the rest of his team, though, that's what's blown me away, is that he's so far ahead of the rest of his team, and the rest of his team is so far back.
Yeah, if he goes down, it's just going to be a black hole of information for them. They won't be able to refrag. They won't know anything other than there's people in the west.
Really, really unexpected play from Dead Logic right now. Really don't understand. As Excise makes a lot of noise right next to Cookie Noob. So Cookie Noob knows someone's there. Sees the back of Excise. Excise timing just could not have been worse there, as so Cookie Noob gets an opening kill. And this is going to give Dead Logic the push they need now to actually move towards the objective. An opening kill, creating a hole in that defense. Excise is moving away way more than he needed to just then. Now in a position that could find Sir Cookie Noob if Sir Cookie Noob that corner. Rich sees him but doesn't take the shot.
One just crossed me, mate. Just missed him.
Yeah, Torvinator too, not really adjusting, even though there's been a lot of action right behind him. Now he's turning around, but still watching that angle.
Cookie Noob finds Torvinator, punishes him for discretion. Now Rich, the next point of contact. Stingray can't see him. Rich could have seen Stingray, but he takes his eye off the ball. Stingray back in Rich's kill positions again, but Rich not seeing him. Meanwhile, of Rovista, south west of the map. Slowly, Moa Master, Sir Cookie Noob, and Stingray. Dogmass finding Moa Master. Rich zeroed in the wrong direction. Stingray is practically in front of him. Rich transitioning out at exactly the wrong time now to cover a different direction. So Cookie Noob passed his field of view he had. Stingray sitting in the field of vision he had as well. I don't... Timing on Virtual Secret could not be worse at the moment. 3 versus 4 situation. 3 defenders. Stingray again in a very, very killable position from where Rich was. Rovester out of sync with the rest of the team as Stingray pushes forward to the cap. Rich must hear him. Rich finally finds Stingray as Blizzardvark comes around, and Sargmas. They all collapse on the defense. Very keen not to lose it, but be aware of the numbers they've got and the opening they've allowed. Grenade flash comes out, blinds Rich. Rich and Sukikinu trading, both Reservoir Sukikinu picked up by Blizzardvark. Roaster now pushing in from the southwest.
I'm watching market.
Yeah, Virtual Secret does not want to lose this point, and they are doing an excellent job of compressing here. And
now it's all on Oaks.
Yep. Can't prone his way through this now. He's got 12 seconds to get on objective, and he can kill.
Finds Rich, he finds Blizzardvark! Sargmas just needs to hide!
Yeah, Sarg just needs to get into cover right now and not do anything else. Oh.
Wow.
Ooh, that was
For
close.
a second there, I honestly thought Oaks was going to take it back. So close, and basically Virtual Secret lined up 3 easy kills for him almost.
Yeah, and that's another point that I think just comes with experience, is understanding situations where you're lining yourself up with other teammates and why you need to be stacking. That's really... You're just going to have to see the footage of something like that happening before you say, okay, we aren't going to put ourselves in these positions anymore. Because Oaks had no business clearing out both of those guys like that. They should have been staggered.
With that amount of time left, they should have been staggered, and they should have been having cross lines of sight on the objective.
Yep. So, good try out by Oaks, though. I mean, taking advantage of the situation. He almost had that. If he had landed that shot on Sarge, that would have been a win for Dead Logic.
Yeah, I mean, a deserved win in one direction, but an undeserved win with 8 seconds left. The situation that should never would rise, but c'est la vie. It didn't.
Indeed. The Onward gods were on the side of Virtual Secret there.
Just.
And they are fickle gods, let me tell you.
Yes, they are.
All right, this is my personal favorite objective. I don't even have an objective reason to love this objective, but yeah, it's just a fun objective, I think, to play both offense and defense. It's just something fantastic about getting a nice, well-executed encirclement on this objective, and there's just so many good opportunities for strong defense, too. So
strong flanks for collapsible objectives to sneak in and get a cap. I've seen some amazing caps on this objective before, and some amazing defenses. Let's see what Dead Logic bring to the table. Virtual Secret get the 2nd point on the board.
I will say again, I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but it's making me very happy to see both teams putting up a fight on this. Dead Logic not doing anything sloppy, and Virtual Secret not going down without a fight. So, great job to both teams on that point.
Fire coming out as Dead Logic choose to give up most of the eastern side of the map. So Cookinu has sightlines, sees Rich, unable to try and get that kill though. Finds Sargmas, down Sargmas in the open road. Rich, not able to find that refrag. Sargmas is resable. Roaster, meanwhile, finds Excise. Rich finds Roaster. Oaks finds Rich. Roaster is resable. That's a 2 versus 5 situation as Roaster gets rezzed almost immediately.
Yeah, and Sarge is not in the position to get rezzed either. He's in the middle of the street, so he's pretty much a dead player at this point.
Torvenator and the Zardbot on the opposite ends of the map. Torvenator giving away his position now. Roaster has sightlines on him. Torvenator tries to push past. Roaster will punish him. Torvenator choosing to fall back. Sargmas still resable in the middle of the street. Oaks picking him off though. Torvenator gonna get picked up by Sir Cookie Noob any moment now. Noob sees him. Waiting for the shot, and there it is, straight through the head. So
Wow.
Kokinu proving himself an apt sniper on such a non-snipery map. Viper, take note. Others are coming for your title, my friend.
And it is all up to Blizzardvark. He is in the far southeast. And there was just a laser going down this road. So there it is again. Oaks proning his snaky self down that street. He may very well see Blizzardvark if he tries to cross here.
He sees him.
And there it is.
Doesn't take the shot, though. Rightly so. I mean, sometimes you don't want to give away your position if you can't guarantee that shot. Better to give the intel. I mean, I'm assuming you saw him. His lasers are still shining straight down the street as if he didn't see that cross.
I think he might have looked away right as he was out in the open. I think that's just kind of a rule of Onward that whenever you're watching an angle, the moment you look away is when the guy is going to run out.
Absolutely. Again.
So he does have a drum mag, so he could potentially do some work on these guys, but 1v5, that is
So Cookie
rough.
Noob, sixth sense kicking in here as his laser sweeps exactly where Blizz is. He sees him, takes a shot straight through the head and takes Blizzardvark down.
Nice shot.
Oh, Dead Logic still all over this. So Cookie Noob sniping, they're taking 3, even if he only got 2 confirmed kills. Downing 3, killing 2.
Yep, and Dead Logic is not letting off the pressure now. 1 away from taking all 3 maps. Virtual Secret, though, I mean, they're on defense now, which tends to be the favored position in this game, so they have a chance to tie it up here. And interestingly, too, we've already had Kiat, so that would mean if they survive this, then it'll be defense on the East Market objective.
That's my favorite objective on this map.
Yeah, that is a spicy objective, so it will be a tall order to defend that one if they make it through this round.
Virtual Secret's defense can hold so far. The defense has held on every single round. Virtual Secret need it to hold for this one. Stay in contention for this map. They've already lost the series, but again, if they can take this map, they can walk out with their heads held high.
Indeed.
To round 6. This map is certainly a map that can reward bold plays
30, 48, 16.
on defense or offense. It's one of the reasons why I like this map the most.
Yeah, Bizarre to me just represents a fantastic mix of kind of short and medium range engagements. And it's just such a dynamic map. And speaking of which, Blizzardvark rushing out.
Talk about spikes, so Cookie Noob.
One down, westbound.
Great
Wow,
opening
I mean,
for Virtual
hats off.
Secret.
Yeah, hats off to Virtual Secret. I mean, they're saying, you know, we're going to put these guys off balance on this and take it to a tiebreaker. We're not just going to be passive. And sometimes that's just what the doctor ordered, because in this situation, a lot of teams are going to expect you to be conservative.
Blizzardvark, sorry to cut you off, but Blizzardvark can exercise his position completely unexpected. Momaster's going to find Blizzardvark. Blizzardvark's grenade finds Stingray in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
Momaster doesn't find Blizzardvark. They find each other. Shots ring out from both. Momaster survives. Stingray is resable.
So close.
Stingray will get rezzed as Xeyes has no idea where the enemy are. For a second there I thought Blizzardvark was going to get that because Momaster's opening shots didn't kill Blizzardvark.
Yeah, a little confused here by the push just because Xeyes is watching that angle. You know, with all that action, I'm surprised the refrag wasn't attempted. But yeah, I also thought Blizzardvark was going to get that too. It looked like he had the angle. I think just timing didn't work in his favor.
Wow, look at all that logic taking over the market now, setting up their own stalls.
Yes, Dead Logic known for their haggling skills.
We came for the objectives and stayed for the deals, as Sagmas finds Roaster.
One
Let me tell you, if you need 3 dozen bananas and a pack of socks, Dead Logic for your team.
Excellent. Excise, though, still facing the wrong way as the entire enemy team is behind
Just
him.
the 3 of us.
He is positioning in a place where he could get a good ambush on Moa Master and potentially Stingray. Oaks, meanwhile...
Holy shit, I just lagged so hard.
Yeah, Moa Master just lagged so hard.
Yeah, I saw that. It looked like he teleported there for a moment.
Excise has to be bold here as Moa Master has completely bypassed Excise's previous position.
Ooh, what's interesting, though, is Stingray just to his right. He could pop out here and get 2. Because if he gets Stingray, he would still have an angle on Moa Master, and there's Stingray.
Moa
Master
shot.
just spun around, though.
Checks the kill. Sees Excise. Nice to kill him.
Ooh.
One down.
Oaks now pushing up on the objective with 3 defenders left, but 2 of them completely out of position.
Whatever is alive still, he's in the building. You were in front of
Sarkis finds Moa Master. Moa Master, as the laser was on him, but it didn't take the shot. Oaks now behind Moa Master. Kicks up Sagmas. Sorry. Objective is open. Rich slowly pushing in, but no one actually panicking here. Like, they're quite happily just sitting back. Could have, should have, would have been a cap. Torvenade now is going to walk inside of Oaks. Kill line. Oaks finds Torvenade. It doesn't manage to finish it. Rich. The only defender left is Oaks. Is around on Virtual Secret, who were 3 versus 1.
Oh,
Now
Rich
pushes
needs
right
to
in
be
front of
looking
Oaks.
up.
Oaks misses the shot.
Upstairs.
Confirming that cap isn't happening.
Coming downstairs.
Could get a cap here if he
Getting pseudo objectives.
He finds Rich, and that's it. Dead Logic take the map. Oaks throws his
So
arms
close.
up in happiness as I thought Virtual Secret were going to hold, but they don't. Dead Logic. Oaks finds a way to destroy that 3-man defense. What a play by Oaks.
Yeah, fantastic clutch by Oaks there. And yeah, that map, or excuse me, that round did not go how I was expecting. I mean, Virtual Secret playing very strong early on, and then once again, just in that last little minute or so, things started to fall apart, and they couldn't quite recover from it. So, I mean, good work to Dead Logic. I mean, they exposed that and exploited it to the fullest. Definitely a lot to work on for Virtual Secret after looking at this footage, though.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, I think we captured, like, most of the, fortunately for Virtual Secret, captured quite a lot of the mistakes they made. And Dead Logic, that reaffirmation of everything they were doing was working for them. See what worked for them. And for the most part, it was pretty much everything they did worked for them. So, it's going to be a great replay for them, for their egos.
Indeed.
And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Dead Logic take the entire series 12-2 in Dead Logic's favor. Theta, what do you think?
Well, I just want to say it was a pleasure to cast this with you, Radar, and great job to both teams. I think you both have something to work on, and I look forward to the next one.
Absolutely. I look forward to facing off against both these teams in the near future in the division. Theta, once again, thanks for joining me. Your insight and analytical skills. No bounds. No bounds. Boundless. Does he know no limits, this man? He leads Mayhem. Wait, do you lead Mayhem?
No, I'm just a player on
He
Mayhem.
plays for Mayhem. He does tutorial vids, and he co-casts like a monster, and primary cast as well, by the way. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series. There are more games, I believe, coming up later on tonight, if you're around. Do check them out. They will be fantastic ones. I don't know which ones they are. In fact, I'm going to find out for you right now. Stay tuned for 30 seconds, and I will tell you the matches which are coming up will be cast. We have VR Reapers versus Raisin Mafia. That should be interesting. And then Mayhem versus Aimless Gaming, and that's one that is not to miss, as Theta, my wonderful co-caster, will be playing it, and that will be a fantastic match. 2 top teams in America, nay, the world right now. Aimless Gaming, I believe they're in 5th. Where are Mayhem standing right now, worldwide?
We are at 8th right now.
Alright, so 5th versus 8th. Could go either way. 6 victories in Mayhem's court. 4 victories this season, and 6 for Aimless Gaming. So that's Well, EMS Gaming have been on a tear. Time for you to shut them down, I think, maybe.
It's going to be a hard match either way. We've got a lot of respect for those guys and the way they play, so we are taking this seriously. I'll just say that.
I can believe so. Anyway, stay tuned for those matches later on. They will definitely be worth checking out. And once again, Theta, thanks for joining me. Everyone watching, thank you for joining. Good night.
Have a good one, everyone.